Hey everybody, welcome to Country Girl with Kathy Jarvis. It's August already, and when I was a kid we never gave a thought to a second garden, a fall garden or sensation planning or anything like that. It was, by the time August rolled around, most of the garden was pretty much done. Mom had put all the stuff in the freezer or canned it. We might have some tomatoes left and some sweet corn and some potatoes that need to be dug up, but most of the stuff was pretty much done, and we were concentrating on putting up hay and getting straw and hay for the animals. And some good memories there. My dad worked at a factory, so during the day he was at work. At night he would come home and we would do the hay. And I think I might have been started about around 10 years old. I was driving the driverless tractor, and yeah, you heard that right, no driver in the tractor. We would start the tractor up on the long field and put it in slow gear, and this was a standard stick shift tractor. Put it in low gear and it would go down the row. I would be on the hay wagon and my mom and dad would be throwing hay up at me, and I would have to stack it. But my job also was to make sure that the tractor stayed in a straight line, and to make sure that by the time it got to the end of the row, I was back in that driver's seat turning the tractor so that I didn't lose the whole load. So I had my mom and dad to worry about and 3 collie dogs that were following along with us. And by the time we got through, we were completely wore out. And it was usually about midnight or around that time. And I remember one of my most favorite memories of that was being tired and sweaty and knowing that I got the load into the barn. And that was tricky itself, because we had a little hill that we had to go down. And there was more than one time I lost all the hay going down that hill. Not a good experience, but I learned to manage that hill a little bit better. And backing it up into the barn, and you only had like a foot on each side of the wagon and no mirrors. You were instructed by your dad and your mom. Turn right, turn left, go straight. No, stop. So you don't know stress unless you've done hay with my dad. But we never thought of a second garden. And now that we don't have to put up hay anymore, my parents have long passed, and we don't have any livestock per se, just some chickens and the cats and the dogs. So my concentration is mainly on the garden, and I do cessation garden. My garden is about half the size of my mom's and dad's, and I really, with 16 beds, raised beds, 4 more in the greenhouse, and 2 greenhouses, and 4 in-ground plots. That's about all I can handle. But I do like to do cessation planting. So that brings us to what we can plant in August, because a lot of the beds are getting pretty bare. In fact, today I just finished harvesting all the turnips out of one bed. So it's time to get out there and start planting the next round. So what can I plant in August? Now that depends a lot on when your first frost date is. And our frost date is usually around October 15th or so. So I have a good amount of time to plant. I got about 60 to 75 days, which includes a lot of different things that you can plant yet. I can plant cucumbers. They'll take about 60 days. And if I had started them before and just transplanted them out in the garden, they will only take about 45 days. You can still plant beans, green beans, bush beans, po beans. They take about 60 days. I can plant dill. I can still plant summer squash and zucchinis, Swiss chard, even tomato plants. If you get the patio ones, the ones that are only 60 days to harvest, you can still plant those from seed and get a harvest. You can also plant cabbages and cauliflower, chives, collards. Garlic can be planted at this time, kale, rutabagas, rocket, spinach, and more turnips. Brussels sprouts and spinach and beets can also be planted. And if you're thinking about putting in a fall garden, which means anytime in August is a good time to start your fall garden. Fall gardens are usually the cool crops that can take a frost. Some of them can even live through snow. Some of the things that you can plant are peas. Depends on how long of a time you have before the frost and whether you have them in cover. Like if I put them in my greenhouse, I can plant peas and have them come completely to mature. But if I plant them out in the main garden, I'm just going to get the pea shoots and stuff. But you can eat the pea shoots also on salads and stuff. Onions and garlic can be planted now. Let's see, I've got my little cheat sheet here and the wind's blowing. Onions, if you have a mild winter in the summer, in the southern area, they can be put in October and November. The northern area, you really need to wait until spring. And your garlics and your leeks can be planted in November in the southern part. And in the northern part, you can get them in the ground in September and October. About 8 weeks before the ground freezes is a good time to put those out. You can still plant carrots, 70 to 80 days. The best to get them out of the ground before it freezes. Beets, 60 days. Your turnips and rutabagas, radishes can all be planted. Lettuce you can plant now. They will take a light frost, but they will not take a freeze. Your broccoli and your cauliflower takes about 180 days. So it's best to have them underneath the protection, like a greenhouse or something. Swiss chard will be ready in 45 days. And Sorrento, you can plant that now. It's a cool weather crop. It boats very easily, and it takes anywhere from 45 to 60 days to mature. And if you want for the seeds, then you have to have 100 days. So those are some of the things that you can plant in August and in September and October in fall garden. So a lot of times you need to be ordering seeds now because a lot of the box stores don't believe in fall gardenings evidently because it's hard to find seeds and it's hard to find transplants. So you need to plan ahead. I usually buy enough seeds in the spring to last me until the fall. But if you haven't, now's the time to order them so you can get them in time to still get them into the ground for your fall gardens. So, I hope you've learned something. I just got through harvesting some peppers, my watermelon, cantaloupe. I lost 4 cantaloupe because of this rain. They just split down the center. And I got 2 watermelons today. I got a bunch of pumpkins out there I need to check. But I'm not too concerned about them right now. The vines are dying back, and they are a bright, beautiful orange color. But I'm going to get my watermelon and my cantaloupe put away first, and then I will worry about the pumpkins. But yeah, pumpkins are almost ready. I also harvest okra and some green beans, turnips. And what else did I order? I think that's all I got today. Good haul. So, hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to share it with your friends. Hit the bell icon so you know when I'm on next. And remember, dream big and follow that dream. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. Ow! Ow! Stop. How did you manage to do that and hurt so badly and not draw blood? The culprit. Hey, buddy. No, you did draw blood.